Weird. Don't know what happened, but yeah, I had to get a whole new YouTube, stream going. That's the really shitty part when it comes to YouTube. Like, whenever my stream crashes, I have to make a whole new YouTube video. I can't just, like, go live again. YouTube is so fucking complicated. It's frustrating. I don't know what happened. I couldn't tell you, Chad. I have no idea what happened. My OBS didn't crash. My internet just pooped for a sec. But my internet didn't even poop. It's just the streaming connection just died. We're back, we're back. Sorry about that. I did catch it right away, though. Alright, anyway, we're just gonna move right along. Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood, but the detector is reacting to it. However you look at it, the thing's made of wood, alright? Don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of the metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... Huh. The top is coming off! Look what you've done! You've damaged a really important piece of evidence! Ah! Oh. That's a sword. Inside the staff. Is this... Could it be... the murder weapon?! I'd never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. Her book covers up the line. It doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. That thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length as the Shishishido, too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. Oh my god, he's singing again. Hold it! Wait up, detective! What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're gonna get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off just a little while? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh, how so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and, well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think. Maya's been... Please, detective, let's just wait until we get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of viridian there. Okay, just stop it with that face, pal. One thing though. The staff's secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, all right? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular, run-of-the-mill staff. You got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, detective. Don't worry. She'll be fine. Gumshoe? You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when I find Maya, huh, pal? Aww. This guy who doesn't even have any money wants to take us out. He's too sweet. Sure, thanks. No one knows this except me and Detective Gumshoe. I can't help but wonder, what was Elise Stoneham doing with a staff like this in the first place? I still can't believe it, pal. I'd never guessed that was a sword in that thing. Sure, there isn't any blood left on it, but there's a good chance that this is the murder weapon, pal. But this is Miss Stoneham staff. That would mean she was killed with her own weapon. I guess so. And there's something else that's bothering me. Miss Stoneham was an author and an illustrator. What was she doing carrying a sword around with her? There's gotta be a good answer to it too, I guess. Good luck finding it, pal. I'm beginning to see why he receives the salary he does. What about Miles? I have, oh, the same thing as before. Time to move. Talking to our favorite person. The pinned cock is so sweet. Yeah. Pearls! Sorry I just said that in front of you. You guys made me say cock is so sweet in front of a 9-year-old child!
Oh, Mr. Nick!
So rude.
Cock.
Mitch, thank you for the 34 months. I appreciate it. Pearls, what are you doing here?
Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, I see.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry. This is the loser's shack where losers get together to lose themselves. This is the what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that?
Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Larice did a picture of me.
That's, great, Pearls. We're gonna gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some hot, half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down.
Oh, Mystic Maya.
Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. Someone gifted an anonymous sub to Cock. You are in the presence of a child. Y'all have no shame. What am I gonna do with him? Alright then, what do you think about this picture, Pearls?
I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing.
See, someone appreciates it.
Just sitting in front of a 9-year-old, talking about cock and butts.
Oh my god. You mean 2 children? Wow, way to call Larry that. Thanks for the 100. Someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know?
It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream. A wonderful fantasy.
No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew, I'm telling you. Iris really flew that night.
But Mr. Larice.
Not you too. Please don't look at me like that, Pearls. Don't look at me like I'm some sort of nutcase, I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck, and I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew it in this picture. It looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with the look of doubt on your face? I could say so much. Pearls?
Yes, Mr. Nick?
I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you, and what exactly were you doing when it all happened?
I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know? I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing, does it, Mr. Nick?
Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Donham's room, reading a book together. But Miss Donham was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the Inner Temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls?
I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick.
Pearls.
I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished.
What are you talking about, Pearls?
My spiritual power, it has disappeared?
What? Her powers have disappeared. What do you mean your power has disappeared, Pearls?
It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint.
Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried, but failed, perhaps? No, the real question is, who did she try to channel? Because maybe she couldn't channel that person because they were already being channeled. You can't channel the same person in 2 different places. Way to go, Nick! You made her cry! That was real cruel of you! Just as I thought, I'm gonna have to break her psyche locks to get the truth out of her. Oh no. I think... Who are they trying to channel? Who? Like Mia? No. Everyone's trying to channel the same dead person, and we don't even know who's fucking dead. I didn't mean to do that. I don't think I can do this now, but we're still gonna see. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Donham's room reading a book together, right?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go.
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried. I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
So Pearls never went in Miss Donham's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls? On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? Did you worry about Iris, or were you worried about Maya? Which one? I'm gonna say Heavenly Hall first. Yeah. Let's try here first. Looks like she's still not gonna open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now, I'm gonna take a guess and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is... I'm gonna guess Iris. Okay, so I'm gonna go for Maya then.
You, Mr. Nick, your face has turned a really strange color.
Huh?
You shouldn't work so hard, you know? You need to take a break once in a while.
Being chided by a 9-year-old, how embarrassing. I'll die of pneumonia, he says. Okay. Alright, on the night of the murder, Pearls, you went to the inner temple. Because you were worried about Maya. Oh no, I don't think I was on the right person! I was still on Iris, I had to scroll. God damn it. Gonna fucking die. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous, and after all, it was the special course. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the inner temple.
And we're clear now that you went to the inner temple on that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
After 10? How did you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell? The Hazakura Temple's bell's pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of the bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell? Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Oh,
I think I know why. The reason why you were so worried about the bell. Oh, I don't know. Phoenix, I don't know why. The reason you were so worried about the bell, because that's when the training would start? Funfano! Thank you for the 7-month membership. Wow, I appreciate it. This is like the only thing, but it's weird if that would be with Pearl, though. That's all we have to go on, though. That's all we have. Really? You were given instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
where did you...
In the incinerator at the inner temple, Pearls. You were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
These instructions that were found in the incinerator, I believe that they were written for you, Pearls.
For me, I know.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel your spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Yeah, that's what I've been trying to answer. Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. It is? The person you were trying to channel. Oh no. The only dead person is Mia. Everybody else is alive on our list.
I can't channel anyone anymore. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint.
Poor kid, it's really getting her down, but...
I've never channeled that person's spirit before.
Who's dead? I don't even...
The music changed.
I love this video game. Oh, thank you, mods. I appreciate it. Give me one moment. Alright, we're back here. I don't even know if I can do this yet, though. That's the problem. I don't even know if I can do this yet. I don't think so. I'm still gonna try. We'll see. Thank you guys for all the cleans. I appreciate it. Oh no! God, that is so annoying. The same button. This is why we don't press the B button. I'm gonna have to do all of this again, because I don't know if I have everything. Once night falls, Maya should be there. As long as you hear the light spout bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. I think Oh, pearls, oh, pearls. I don't think I can do this. I really don't think I have enough information. I'm so confused. Nobody is dead. Actually, it's Miles Edgeworth. At this point in time, Elise isn't dead. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, she's the only person I can say, but she's not dead. Alright, well, I'm convinced we don't have enough information. Pearls. Okay. Stream's fine. It better be. Don't scare me like that, chat. Alright, do I go back to Miles? Hi, Miles. I'm not supposed to show him the sword. How do I get him to talk about it? I want to talk to him about what he found out. Bitch. Okay, maybe I am supposed to start here. We'll start here. Even though I'm confused on her, too. Maybe... Wait a second. Did I go back to the main temple yet? Hold on. Quick detour to go back through the main temple. Just to see if Sister's there yet. Bikini. There she is. Ah, okay. What's the damage? How is the sacred cavern? It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it, about the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know about how to set those trick locks are those of the Karain tradition. We have Iris at the sacred cavern trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. We were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Karain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Face suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Elise, no, I mean Mystic Misty, arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Karain tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them." Someone was trying to destroy the main family line? There's only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new Master of Karain, and her daughter's the main family. All other mediums become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family. Is this the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know this power is real. Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mask to Mask case, and during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out whenever I need her the most. The Karain technique has been a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? Oh, you're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. Is it the DL6? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. Yeah, it was DL6. Is she talking about what I think she is? I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. I knew it. Oh god. Never forget this fucking case. Miles is quivering in a corner. I know it went well. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. That's right, so it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history that the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer, and the medium who performed this channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Korean tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Korean Village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Korean tradition is starting to recover at last, but with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? The spirit power of the Korean channeling technique is in blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because of the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Ami. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course, she became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life as a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt. That's right, Misty Faye had an elder sister. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master's seat from her. Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. This bitch. That's, there's a name I know well. It was a year ago now at Maya's home. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. Of course, a fucking chorus. Iris is what? She kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? I thought you already knew. It sounded like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Yes, Pearls. Pearl Faye. But I always thought that she was an only child. You Jess, that child, she's Mystic Morgan's. I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes, ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Uh-oh! Are the twins really a thing? Wait, what? The 3! Iris, her twin. Oh my god! I was hoping they wouldn't go in this direction and they actually did! God, no! I was joking when I said the twin thing. I was really hoping that wasn't the case. I hate this game. I'm fucking done. Twin sister! Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. I'm so fucking mad! When I promise you, when I fucking said that, I was dead-ass kidding about the twin thing. I am so angry that they actually did it. You fuck.
Hold it!
Mystic Crystal? You gifted a sub to Mystic Crystal? So mad. So mad. They're actually going like the whole twin sisters, one's a devil and one's an angel route.
One's a little devil and one's a little angel.
Fucking hell. It wasn't many years later that Karain's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized that his wife would never become the master, he left her in the village, taking their twin daughters with him. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. This keeps getting worse.
Hold it!
Thanks for gifting a sub to Simp for Iris. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up to be looked after by us here at the temple. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable if Iris has a twin sister. Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris's sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much.
Hold it!
Gotta talk to Miles. He knows about that. Time to talk to Miles! Alright, you've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had 2 older sisters. Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger toward the main family. Well, anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls? It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. I was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris had a twin sister. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. Need to ask more questions and get some more info. Miles! Miles! Miles Edgeworth! We have a lot to talk about! Miles, 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 Miles. Hey, Edgeworth! Did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently, her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler. You know about it? You want to talk about it? A jeweler. Of course he knows. Right, I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. Yeah, we both know. We both fucking know. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. It was my first court case 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls. You know about that case? Yeah, I did my research too, bitch. We both did. You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked on one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister. Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So, after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Does it really fucking matter? Does it matter, Miles Edgeworth? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected. I fucking hate you. Oh my god. I'm just gonna shake your head right now! Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. Knew it. Fucking. And you don't believe in spirit channeling, Miles Edgeworth, which is a serious issue! You need to stop being such a science butthead for like a goddamn second, okay? There is... Oh my god. Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. Oh my god. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Yeah. It's really romantic that we just read about each other's past cases that involve the same person. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. At the time, Dahlia, it's like she was possessed by a demon. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. This was recent? Okay, that does... Okay. I had thought she died a lot longer ago than that. So that kind of fucked up my brain a little bit. I had thought that she died... When was that? 5 years ago? In my head, she died a while ago. Not a month ago. Okay. Executed. I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there's no way to revive them. Edgeworth has no fucking idea. Edgeworth has no fucking idea. It seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Karain channeling technique. Did you just say Karain channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Oh boy, here we go. I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. Yeah, I know about it. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth. Go to the police records room. It's all in there. He's talking to me about this. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file and you'll know. Of course, how could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see that Karain channeling technique is real. So we're done talking to Miles. We're done talking to Miles. One thing out of the way. I don't think this is evidence, though, is the only issue. This is evidence. Just showing her a picture of her twin sister is not necessarily evidence. But it works! I have a firm grasp on the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps. That's right, Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well. I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer... Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder? It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Korean channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. God, I really feel bad for Pearls. Imagine being that devil of a person. Could you imagine? I feel awful for Pearls. Imagine having to do that.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister, Dahlia, the other half of me, who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. Iris, that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I always betrayed her once before. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept that I may be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful!
But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
Revenge? Ah, okay. I forgot you existed, Francisca. Thanks for the reminder. You don't even want to talk about Pearls? I guess, yeah, she wouldn't really know. Too young to understand. Francisca just keeps reminding me that she exists. What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many businesses and business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was said to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power.
This is a really sticky situation, I just realized. Who gets arrested? You can't arrest a dead person. You can't arrest Pearls, either. Who is to blame? Who did it? This is complicated.
But his plan backfired, because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of the Karain.
That would be Misty Faye, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Karain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Misty Faye, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident.
There is one piece of this puzzle that I do not understand. Who is that then? That's the only thing I don't get. I thought that that was Phoenix falling off the bridge. I fucking hate Larry. I hate his guts.
Our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated that place. He said it was a hick drive and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple?
Yes. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard that she's been very battered spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I've asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it, goes back to the history of the Fae clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister Dahlia Hawthorne poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him?
Well, I did hear one thing. He has spiky hair. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help. Aw. Poor Phoenix. He needed the closure, though. On the bright side, Phoenix is getting the closure.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There's still much to investigate.
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise.
Thank you. Suppose I'd better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl's psyche. Oops. I'm out. Edgeworth, are you still there? Mwah. Bye. Look at that. They really did make a fire right in front of the shack.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
You're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off. I think I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Here we go. The night of the crime. After dinner, on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Donham's room. We got pretty far.
Take that! Take that!
Oh boy.
Take that! Take that!
It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris, whose sister Bikini met at the Inner Temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know of what kind of woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't even know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow?
Take that!
Pearls. I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay.
Ah!
Alright, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick!
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this. Don't underestimate me.
Just because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to say I followed these instructions, I'd like to see some proof. Because I don't think you have any.
Ugh. She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. Guess I'll have to produce some more evidence. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it.
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. Oh no. Gravely roast. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
Why would I do something like...
Do you remember what was written in the letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. You didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast among others, right?
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Stoneham on the night of the murder? Perhaps we can read some books together.
Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
Miss Elise, so for example, how do you read this?
It says gravely. That's a kind of a tough word. Sure, Miss Stoneham taught you how to read gravely and roast, but what she didn't teach you was what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit, Pearls.
I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked me. Such a simple thing and I couldn't even do it right.
What is this new pin I think I see? My headcanon is that every time Phoenix passes by Miles, he kisses the palm of his own hand and just slaps Edgeworth across the face. Ha! Hi, Edgeworth! Bye! That's cute. I like that. That's cute.
After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple. With a pot full of leftover gravy.
The gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the Master of Karain, like it said in the letter.
I see, and then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go there to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started, and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too, it happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple?
Yes, when I woke up it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator and then I heated up the leftover gravy and
let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. Must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. I think everybody would do that. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit?
No. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it happened.
So, who are the people that can channel spirits? Pretty much only Maya, Misty, and Pearls. Those are the only 3 people that can do it. Pearls couldn't channel her because Dahlia was already being channeled by someone else. I am convinced of that. It had to be Misty. Because Misty is the one that read the letter for Pearls. That's how she knew? No, she was there already. She was already there at the temple 1 week prior. But Misty picked up Pearls' letter from Morgan and read it. So she channeled Dahlia so that Pearls couldn't? Oh! But what happened to Maya? In that scenario, what? Bro, that'd be metal as fuck. Okay. Imagine. Okay, imagine this scenario. This just gets metal as fuck. Okay, imagine a scenario. So Misty Faye channels Dahlia before Pearls because she knows the contents of the letter that's written by Morgan. And of course, Misty is her sister. She knows. So she's not dumb to this situation. So she protects Pearls. And she channels the spirit instead of Pearls does. Which would explain her own weapon. Now I'm wondering, is Dahlia that metal as fuck? To where she got channeled in, like, I wonder if you could be self-aware. Like, you get channeled into a spirit, she gets channeled into Misty, and she's like, oh, I want this bitch dead, and then stabs herself! That would be so raw! That would be raw as fuck! So she single-handedly, like, destroys the family line. By, like, trapping Maya in the tunnel. And then after she's trapped in there... Oh my god. After she's trapped in there, so she kills Maya by leaving her in there. And then... after that, she stabs herself, knowing that she is... being channeled by Misty. That... I'm just gonna throw it out there. Okay, I have to figure out the rest of the situation, but that would be pretty insane if that happened. Wow. I hope that that's the case, because that actually would be so fucking metal. Okay, like, I understand, though, that it doesn't explain this. Oh, wait, not this. Wait, we don't have the actual... It doesn't explain what Sister Bikini saw. I understand. I'll make sense of it later. But right now, I love this scenario in my head right now.
I tried and I tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh, just like that. She never managed to channel her spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Somebody else was channeling the spirit. Could you please tell me what it was?
It could happen if somebody else was already channeling the same spirit.
Yeah. Somebody else. What do you mean?
There's only one of each spirit, right?
Yeah, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled your spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish.
Be safe. Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it.
My mother was gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah, I know, Pearls.
I visited her every month. And last month, she told me...
The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. She planned this long ago? I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden.
My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much.
Oh, God. Yeah, moms will do anything for their kids, right?
She said it was for the good of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya is part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her, too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture with her letter, too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if somebody had already opened it once before.
Yeah, Misty read it. That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already. Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us. I am sure Mystic Maya will be alright.
Oh, God. Look at that innocent smile. What am I supposed to say to her? Oh, come on! Finally figured it out, have you, Trey? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Godot! The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. It's all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about! How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realized that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. I didn't know anything about what was going on! What did you just say, Trey? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow, we'll settle everything in court tomorrow, once and for all.
Mr. Nick, is what that man just said true?
It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
So if that's actually our last investigation. I think it's interesting that in this trilogy, out of all the investigations, well, technically game 2 and 3, because game 1, the psyche locks didn't exist. In all of these investigations, there's only 2 people that didn't have psyche locks. I don't really count Franziska, we just got her. But the 2 people that I think of that didn't have psyche locks were Maya, I think. I don't think she ever did, and Miles. Everybody else got at least 1. Unless I'm trying to think of just main characters. Like, Franziska was only here for this section. But as far as my memory can tell, it is just Maya and Miles. Which I like. I like that. That's amazing. Eee! My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child, my Pearl. How does she know? It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the master seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. Whatever. Fuck her! Fuck her! February 10th, 9:39 a.m.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Ah, morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me what's gonna happen to Mystic Maya.
I'm sorry, we don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed in the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
How come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange. If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. I'm guessing this is Miles, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Edgeworth. What's Iris doing over there? She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak. Today's testimony? You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution. Wait, what? The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession, or so I heard. Franziska von Karma, what are you up to? I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today. I know, it's Godot. Who else would it be but Godot? Godot. Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. Oh my god, she's picking the locks. Franziska? She's doing the dirty work! I'm actually impressed that it's not Gumshoe! I would expect them to do that to Gumshoe!
29 months question mark, geez.
Scully, thank you for the 29 months, I appreciate it! I actually would expect them to do that to Gumshoe, but actually, Franziska...
The Sacred Cavern, you don't mean that she's...
Exactly. She has been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. Oh my god, Franziska. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. We're gonna need that. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon. Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. You know what? I don't know. I don't think anything could beat our fight in the courtroom together in the past. In both 1-4 and 2-4. Wait, no, not 1-4. Sorry, that was DL6. 1-5, I mean. That extra case, the 1-5 with, what's his face? I already forgot his name. What was his name? I can only picture the guy. Damon Gant, that's what his name was. Gant. I almost forgot his name. Gant. Yes. I don't know. We fought pretty hard together in the courtroom for that trial and for 2-4 together. We had to fight to extend the trial. I don't know. Like, we've been through a lot together in the courtroom, Miles. You don't have to tell me that much. Touché.
That Fox girl tipped $10. Francisco X Maya confirmed. Best girl off trying to save her girlfriend.
Her girlfriend? Oh, okay. Don't know anything about that, but thank you for the $10. Touché, I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday. It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all of this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold on to somebody else. Literally. Oh, are you saying you're sick? Please, I hope that means I didn't get him sick. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner. Wait, that wasn't a good screenshot. Wait, I fucked up the screenshot. What did you just say? What did you just say? What did you just say? What did you just say to me? What did you just say to me? Partner. You call me your partner. Thanks. Say it back, Phoenix. Say partner back. Fuck you! He didn't say it back! He said partner! The trust between these two, man. They trust each other so much. I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. I am still very confused about, who this person could be. Okay, here's something that, ooh. I don't know who this could be, though. I'm just thinking of the idea of, can you burn someone's soul alive to the point where, okay, so like Pearls mentioned that not only could she not channel Dahlia Hawthorne last night when she was supposed to, but she also couldn't do it today, which makes me think that they literally burned her soul. Like, what if this is like the person that channeled Dahlia and they just like committed seppuku so that nobody could channel Dahlia ever again, like burn this bitch to the ground kind of thing, and, you know, actual hell spawn. Maybe that's what this is. They just jumped off of the bridge, flaming as Dahlia, so that she would die, like never come back, never to be channeled ever again. She's fucking dead. Sorry, I'm muted. Sorry. At least I didn't say anything but read. We're gonna bring this whole tragedy to an end. No! Not our Canadian judge! Oh, I missed the Canadian judge. Fucking hell. I don't want this guy back. Bring the other judge back. He was way better, man. He was way better. Court is now in session for the trial of Iris Hazakura Temple. Your Honor? What are you, Who? Me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever. And fainted. No! Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers! That explains a lot. My poor brother, he looked a little pale, not to mention said he couldn't be here. Here we go, Godot's back! It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Well said, Mr. Godot. I understood exactly what you said, at least up until the end, anyway. Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug. Then you mean... forget it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make. The defendant. Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first? This court will now hear the defendant's confession. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright.
Yeah, bitch, you better.
I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's alright. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
If I had to guess, she still moved a dead body. She didn't do it, but I think she moved it. Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Donham?
No, I'm not, Your Honor, but I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise.
No. I really liked my theory before. Sorry, this is a little bit unrelated to what just was said, but my brain was thinking about... I'm back on the channeling. Maya. That's... Oh, God, that scared me. You scared me. I'm talking about murder here. And then some guy just comes barging in my apartment. I don't know how, though, is the problem. Okay, I liked my theory before that Misty Faye knew about Pearl's letter because she read it to her. And then she channeled... I don't know if she had a conversation with Maya. She could have had a conversation with Maya. She could have told her to, like, go into the inner temple and channel Dahlia. Because if Pearls can still not channel... It could be that Maya is still Dahlia. Which would actually be super insane. Because now I'm imagining the end of this case. The end of this court hearing. We free Maya. She's actually still channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. And they force her to testify on this witness stand. Still channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. So for 2 days straight, she has been channeling her. Now, there's a lot of things about that theory that don't make sense in terms of how this murder took place. But that would be quite insane to bring Dahlia back into the courtroom after she's already dead! That would be insane. So we have to make this trial last long enough to where Maya gets freed. We find her in the sacred cavern. And she's still Dahlia. And she's forced to testify on the stand. I think that that might be what happens. And that is kind of crazy to think about. Anyway.
And carried it to the Hazakura temple courtyard where he desecrated it.
What? Order in the court, order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that is correct.
What? 3 minutes in court, and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Everyone on the planet is accomplice to something. Just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite? Heck-a-dough. So this is the confession they were conferring about. Whoop. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris's testimony crumpled up and shoved into a pocket. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions? Iris was covering for someone? Hell, now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Kurain tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Kurain channeling technique, Mystic Maya Faye.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Trey. She's naming Maya? Order in my court, so not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer?
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
That's ridiculous! Maya could never do such a... The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. Fucking Godot.
I went to the inner temple that night. I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So it was in self-defense?
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal. Something's not quite right, and I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple last night. And that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it. Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple. Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go? It was in the Inner Temple's training hall. A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There. We all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor... I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff.
You're saying that the victim attacked Maya, I mean Miss Faye?
Yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse.
What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear. This doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger, huh? And Elise Stoneham tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye?
Yes, exactly.
You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. Oh, that's nasty. You don't drink that stuff. That is such a strong smell. You have a problem with that testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? Yeah. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. But this witness is your own client. Yes, well, nevertheless. That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Woo!
Okay, now let's continue. She threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from inside her robe.
She threw her staff away?
Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon.
It's true, it's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff. Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright? Yeah, it's odd, alright. Okay, so same thing. Just making sure. And then?
Mystic Maya, she turned things around. She used the weapon she had taken and lunged forward for a strike.
Witness, are you absolutely certain?
Yes, but believe me, she had no choice. If Mystic Maya hadn't done something...
Maya Fey's name would have been written on this autopsy report instead. I see. This is bad. I still can't put the pieces together. Unless I find a contradiction in her testimony, Maya's gonna be blamed for this.
I only have this to say.
So, you're saying Maya Fey was the one who stabbed Miss Elise Donham. Sister Iris, is that really what you saw?
Yes.
Just right. If your mug is filled with black and bitter suspicions, the only way to get rid of them is to drink them down quick. Like this. I know that's supposed to be a metaphor, but I don't get it. There's only one thing you need to get, Trite. It's called evidence. Now hurry up before my next cup gets cold. What does that mean? Is Godot waiting for me to point out the contradictions? I'd like to avoid the whole spirit channeling thing if I can. We're not gonna be able to avoid it. Not only would it be inadmissible as evidence, but I think it might actually hurt our standing with the judge. First, I need to pick her testimony apart and expose the unnatural sounding parts. I don't know why Iris would tell a story like this, but...
Had fun with the game, Crystal. Crystal love.
Aw, Noxicate, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate it. But there are two things I noticed that just don't add up. I feel like I shouldn't be presenting this so early. It feels weird to be doing that. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events. Miss Donham throwing her staff away makes no sense at all.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Donham really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Now, not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
Objection.
That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought that there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use wasn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. This is where we're like, why would a mom just kill her daughter? But there is something strange about this whole testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument. Are we? Are we sure about that?
Mr. Wright,
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Donham would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. Elise Donham would never have attacked Maya Fey.
how can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donham. Her real name was Misty Fey.
No, not Misty Fey.
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related? Misty Fey is the master of the Korean channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey. Are you serious?
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Donham actually the great Mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing? Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, one, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and two, that the two people battling to death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible, except for one little thing. What is this one impossible thing? You still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps. Could you get to the point? I heard this witness's confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. You're going to ruin your health, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty. What? Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing? Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else? There appears to be blood on it. Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? Huh? The pine tree? This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree. When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Huh. Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of coffee.
Didn't you just say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that the blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. The testimony we've just heard has numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger that the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Dude, Godot is downing these cups of coffee. He is going so fast. Cute girls never lie, ever. In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
about the incident that you saw, the battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next weapon and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
It was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. Oh boy. Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all of this?
What do you mean?
Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle.
I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of them were, so... I think that's why they didn't see me.
So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck? What happened to the victim's staff then?
I'm not sure. The area was very dark, so I really couldn't see. I think it got knocked away somewhere as the fight escalated.
That makes sense. That would explain the need for the dagger.
Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike, but Mystic Maya dodged it at the last second. The dagger struck the lantern and fell to the ground. And then at some point, Mystic Maya picked it up.
Nothing sounds especially strange yet. What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her? You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim?
Yes. But Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger.
I still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point is just silly. Another cup of coffee. As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified. Your animal analogies have grown tiresome. You were the one who started it! Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Yes, I'm almost certain.
Almost?
The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who.
What did she just say? So, in other words, it could have been someone else entirely. We know that Maya Fey was at the Inner Temple that night, and that the woman that was killed was Elise Donim. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who? I don't have anything to counter that yet. Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. The two of them faced each other for a moment. And then Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. And then Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground.
So she was stabbed in the stomach?
Yes.
Where did that dagger go?
I have no idea. It was dark and I couldn't see.
According to the detective who found the dagger, it was stuck into the pine tree in the garden. Most likely it was flung toward the tree after the struggle. That is the most likely explanation, yes. After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away?
Now that I think of it. She seemed to stare at Mystic Maya for a while. And Mystic Maya stood there, not moving an inch. It felt for a moment like time had just stopped. But then suddenly, as if the spell had worn off, Mystic Elise fell over.
Seems like a reasonable story at first. But there's one thing that is completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone. That alone is impossible, which means this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere. Alright, I'm a little bit, oh boy, stumped here. Fuck her. Okay, Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. And that's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Until now, I didn't think that you were type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct? But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach. Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? It's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift? Is that all you have to say? I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting, being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims that the victim was stabbed in the stomach? There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself! The witness was quite ambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't clearly see. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. By the way, did you know? Hazakura has a rule that on the nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, The stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit. I did wonder where that stone lantern was there for. But if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. Impossible. It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Most enlightening. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all of the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite? No! Order! Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. Why is the judge just sitting there? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot? This lantern, there's something written on it. Why? It's written in blood. Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood? Godot? Didn't... Godot? Godot... It says Maya upside down. What the?
Oh, yes, that's right.
I know that his mask, he said that he can't see very well. That's why he wears the mask. But it just begs the question of what can Godot see?
After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body.
It certainly looks that way. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? What do you mean, what are we all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight's pretty messed up. Even with those huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
Yeah, but didn't you see it? You submitted this dagger,
Which had blood on it. And you saw that? So that's what he meant by that. In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark. And that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot? Okay then, let's move on. Godot is literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. Which is actually a fucking miracle. I believe it has now been established that Miss Donham was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong! Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. And then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and... I used the Shichishito to alter the way the wound looked.
So you moved the body?
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Dona was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate.
I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor. I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body. But...
you were spotted by the head nun.
yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Oh my god. Well, first off, I have to pee. Excuse me. I'm gonna go get water, go to the bathroom. I will be right back, chat. Please be good. Alright, gamers. I have returned. Sometimes whenever I look in the mirror now, I just scare myself. Because I'm not used to having black hair. Does anybody else get like that when you color your hair and then you like forget about it? And then you look in the mirror and you're like, oh! That's me. Because, looking in the mirror is scary. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it's like, this is my dark era. It's weird. I don't know, man. Emo crystal era. I never had my emo phase in high school like most people. Actually, no, I did have a small one, but it wasn't that extreme. No, I want this one now. All right, let's do this cross-examination, shall we? So you waited until everything was over before making a move?
No, it's not quite like that.
She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid. Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. Isn't it your job as the judge to mediate the argument?
It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on me what she had done.
So then you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey.
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed.
Why did you do that?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself?
Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
The snow, huh? It's pretty amazing that you can make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge.
It looks way worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold. But there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Well, the current of the river would drag the body down further away, technically. Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge? The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow. Yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented as at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
Snow was still falling, huh?
And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. Does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. This should be fun. Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped.
There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true?
Yes, I am.
When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear. That's right, I'm certain of it. I think I've trapped her this time. I see how you think. Snow, huh? What is going on here? If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it means there's a bigger hole in her story than the movie The Grid Revelations. Wait, what? I don't know this. If this is a reference, I do not know it. Well then, Mr. Trey, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather, at the end of your index finger. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? I have a very, very bad feeling right now. There's only one reason I can think of. Oh, The Matrix. Oh. I recently actually just watched The Matrix because I hadn't watched it before. Dom made me watch it so that I could be a cultured person or something. And I already forgot. What? Hmm? I forgot the Matrix movie. I told them that you made me watch it so I could be more cultured. Yeah. I forgot it, yeah. I'm sorry. Don't look at me like that. Oh. Dom is very sad with me right now. I don't have like a picture of like the whole in the garden, that whole square of snow that was uncovered. I don't have that. There's a whole rectangle of no snow, but in the crime scene photo that they keep showing with Elise against the lantern with Maya standing there, it's covered in snow at that point, so it's really weird. But I don't have that picture. But I guess it's not relevant to the now. Makes me think that it is, but maybe we just haven't gotten there yet. Oh no. Oh, this? Probably? I hope it's this. Oh, come on. Oh, no. There's very few options that it could be, which is weird in itself. The snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense. Watch, I'm on the wrong statement. I'm pretty sure I'm on the right statement. I should just make sure. After Mystic Lestat called out to Mystic Maya, I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. I mean, yeah. It's like Phoenix said, there's a lot of contradictions here. There's a lot of things that she shouldn't know about. Well, actually, that's not really a contradiction now, is it? It's just things that she shouldn't know. We don't have really evidence to back that up, though, any of this information. This is what I'm held up on, though, this point, just so you guys know my headspace a little bit, at least. The last sentence doesn't seem to have any spiritual power. Very deceiving. I don't trust that statement. Okay, I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. How did you do that? I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. And then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple. And I used the Shichishido to alter the way the wound looked. And by the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Wait, this is after she dragged it? Oh. But why wouldn't the crime scene photo work? But it didn't. So I just like present the autopsy report? No? Okay. Chat only yes or no question answer, sorry. Is this the statement I should be presenting information on? Yes or no only? I just want to make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty damn sure this is it. So... okay. Hmm? Uh-oh. No, no, no. Oh my god. You guys were so sure yes, and now you're so sure no. Oh my god. Never mind. Never asking chat ever again. Now I'm more confused than I was before. Now I'm more confused than I was before. I thought it was my duty to protect the master of the Korean tradition. Chad had one job. Y'all were so sure. And then you guys were so sure, like all the yeses, and then it just turned into a bunch of no's. Trust YouTube. YouTube's in member only because I think they were equally being bad before. Yeah, that's what I keep asking. If you guys do not actually know the answer, then don't say anything, please. Like, that's just mean if you don't know. ask about the snowmobile for now. Let me hear more about that snowmobile, this snowmobile ride.
Well, it was very cold that night, so I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
I'm sorry, witness, but now I've got a problem with your testimony.
Excuse me?
Godot, what are you up to now? That night, after the head nun left the remainder of the training to you, she said that she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple. Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates. Let's recall her comments on the subject. When I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. The snowmobile was in front of the main gate. This is one of those contradictions, wouldn't you say? Mr. Godot, why are you pointing out contradictions in the witness's testimony? Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay?
Well, maybe Sister Bikini missed it. Yes, maybe she didn't see it.
You think she missed it? That doesn't sound right. Whatever. Even I don't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. It's just, you better be careful in your testimony. That's all I wanted to say. A smart little cookie that you should have had, like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that.
Yes, sir.
What was that all about? Why would Godot want to give me a hint?
Yes, I thought that way Mystic Maya would never be suspected. That's what I thought, anyway. And then
When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear. I think I've trapped her this time. I see how you think. Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather at the end of your index finger. It makes me want to go back to this. This is a weird cross-examination. I wonder if I needed to trigger that first before presenting evidence, but... Ah, I'm so confused.
Objection!
So no. I'm supposed to be presenting something at this point, and I am...
Hold it!
Ugh. My brain, man, is very confused. They made it more confusing with Godot's comments. It's like they keep mentioning like she's trying to pin the blame. This only has me thinking, okay, to be completely honest, this whole thing just has me thinking that Iris is currently Dahlia. But that... God. I don't know. Why does she... I mean, it doesn't need to necessarily be that. She, I guess she's still... Why are there so many... Why is this feud a thing? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? I use the snowmobile to carry it back to the Hazakura temple. I use the Shichishido to alter the way it looks.
Hold it!
I still didn't think that it's this statement, but whatever. Eduardo, thank you so much for becoming a member on YouTube. I appreciate it. I hope that you enjoy your emotes. Let me try and ask this again, chat. Is this the statement that I'm supposed to be presenting to? Yes or no? Let's see if chat's more sure. Or is it worse? Okay, so now you guys have changed your tune and more of you are saying yes. No, more of you are saying no than yes. Oh my God, it's getting worse! What is this? Yes, no! Okay. God damn it. I'm gonna go back. I already did this, though. I already did this. Oh, wait. I think I actually wanted to do... I think I wanted to do the tracks. The testimony has already been changed at this point, so... You swear on the Burger King menu. That is quite the thing to swear to. I'm just verifying that I had the testimony changed here and I cannot change it back. So that means it is... Okay. Nothing is changed. I got all of that information out already. Man, I don't even know what to trust anymore. Nobody knows what's happening. I still think it's this statement. But I don't know. So at this point in the conversation, Iris is talking about the situation in the courtyard because she carried the body via the snowmobile. That is what she is talking about, at least. So the murder took place and the snow had already stopped. It is, it isn't. It is, it isn't. Oh my god, this continues to be bad. I'm... I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple. I used the Shishishido to alter the way the wound looked. We're still missing the fact that the body was, like, the body was thrown at some point, and we're still, like, dodging that fact. I don't think that's meant to be brought up here, though. Okay. I can give you a nudge if you need. Alan only, yes. Doctor, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Alan. Because chat made me... I think it was a mistake to ask chat in the first place because it made my brain even more confused than I was before. Like, I thought I feel like I would have had it otherwise, but my brain now just is massively confused in the opposite direction. The statement is now the one that says I dragged it behind me. Okay, that was my second guess. So that makes sense. Thank you. Okay, I dragged it behind me all the way across the Dusky Bridge. Just gonna save. I know I'm overwriting my point, but it's okay. Alright. I think I'll stop asking chat from now on. I dragged it all behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. This started at, so in between 10 and 11. I'm suspecting that she died around 10:15, closer to the beginning of that time frame. Lightning apparently struck. This was at 10:45. I'm trying to get the timeline of events down. This was at 10:45. Fire is there for 30 minutes. So this is before that ends up happening.
€5. Don't give up. Love the stream.
Aw.
Greetings from Germany. Smiley
Aileen,
face.
thank you for the €5. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I dragged it all the way behind me. That is, Oh! I didn't realize this map, they actually put the orb on here. They put it on my map. Oops, I didn't actually... I was just pointing it out that it was on it! God damn it. When did this happen? When did that happen in her scenario? There's so many. God. So you just dragged a body. And there's just no blood anywhere. You would think, like, if you drag a body across an entire bridge, you just have, like, a stain of, like, a blood trail across. It's frustrating. This cross-examination I find frustrating because there's so many things wrong with it. Like, you as the player know that she's bullshitting her way through this entire thing. And it's very frustrating that you're like, ugh, there are so many things wrong. But what's that one thing that I'm supposed to point out? Do you want me to... I mean, you dragged a body and the cane, the staff. You had to pick up the staff too in your story. That would be after, so not the current situation. My God, how is none of this working? Alan, you're sure that this is it? I feel like all of these could be contradictions to what she's saying. You're sure? Okay. Alan, okay, we're sure. Okay, this is at least more reassuring. I trust in Alan. I think that she did know the identity. I do think that she knew the identity. But that kind of makes it a little bit weirder then. I'm trying to look at this from a different angle. Because Godot brought up, I already did bring up Sister Bikini here. With that testimony, but that didn't work. And that doesn't work either. Oh my God. Okay. I think the only thing I didn't do at this point would be the weather report here. I'd be so mad. Oh my God. I did the weather report. The first thing I presented was the weather report on the other statement. And I forgot that I didn't do it on this statement, because it is the thing that made the most sense. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred, but I'm sorry, Iris, that just isn't possible. This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m., but you couldn't have crossed the ski bridge at that time. Why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire. What did you say? The bridge? It was on fire? What? She didn't know. You don't mean to say you didn't know about it. It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down. What? But it can't be. Looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. Oh! Real defense attorney, Phoenix Wright. Order! The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right. The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way that you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you into contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection.
The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man. Me? How dare you? Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now. Squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth, isn't that right? Yes, of course, but whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Donan was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Donan's body. He makes a good point on both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
It wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is still somewhat hazy.
You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection.
It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, right, maybe you can explain this for the court. What is it? When the murder happened, the bridge are already burnt down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick? Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt out bridge. But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. Looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation. You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. All right then, witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. Will this be her final testimony? Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So, I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling, or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there is no way to cross a burning bridge?
I literally... Okay. So it was just a misunderstanding, I see. This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
I hate Larry.
Certainly was burned to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder. That's right, I'm only gonna say it one more time. It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the errors of our ways. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination. Kill me now. Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place,
I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally. But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said. The body did make it across somehow.
But you seemed to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said that you were sure that the snow had already stopped.
I'm terribly sorry. I was wrong.
Does she really think an apology is going to get her off the hook? This is no joke. You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law.
Well, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today?
Huh? Well, naturally it was,
You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it?
If it had been some kind of a special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation.
Objection.
No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite. What? By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If you insist on obsessing over that one statement, let's see the proof. Show some evidence that the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire. Do we have to? Do we have to do this? Like, do we have to? Surely we don't have to do that, right, chat? Right? Like, we don't need to present evidence right here, right now. No, you know what? I think I'll delay it a little bit longer and just press this statement. Well, I don't see why there couldn't be a way across.
Mr. Wright, don't you think that sounds a bit silly? A dead body crossing a burning bridge? Did anyone actually witness such a thing?
Please. If there was, I didn't think you'd call someone like that a witness. After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something. I've come all this way, so I owe it to everyone to figure this out. But how do you transport a body across a burning bridge? Even I don't know the exact answer yet. It's okay. I'll start by examining all my evidence. I've got to be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead. Oh, oops, there's only 4 statements, not 5. A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. Huh. You're saying it's possible. Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous! Who is it? Who is this witness? I can't chicken out here. I've got to keep on the attack. Do we have to? Miss Elise Donham's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Laurice Donham. Highly gifted apprentice? Remember what he said in his testimony? That night he was at the Mountain Shack Heavenly Hall, and that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen the sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. I would like to think that in this moment in the courtroom, Miles is also watching, and he probably knows exactly what Phoenix has to do in this situation, and he equally is going like, it had to come to this. You know, like, I just imagine he has the exact same reaction as Phoenix. It's like, you know, I had to do this. I had to present this. I have to say this. This is what we have to do. Yeah, everybody is fuming. Mainly just Miles and Phoenix. And that's where we're at. Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Uh-oh, the judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket. Well, Trite, there's nowhere for you to hide. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old. Does this sketch prove anything? I hate my life. That's what it proves. It proves how much I hate my fucking life. Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with this sketch? He figured it out. You turn it upside down. Good job, Godot. Why did Godot say that? More like, how does Godot know that? That's the better question. He never saw the picture before. Alright then, let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show? I don't think old Whisker Face is gonna forgive any more mistakes. Alright, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over. The sketch drawn by Larice Donham is exactly what happened. Unfortunately. Of course the victim was flying through the air. You can see it right there in the sketch. Whoosh! I love Phoenix Wright so much! I love him so much! Whoosh! You know, you're starting to remind me of yesterday's witness. What? That was the last thing I wanted to hear. Do you have any evidence that the victim flew through the air? Just so you know, we haven't discovered a giant human catapult at the Inner Temple yet. Ugh, I wish they had. Whoosh! Even if you're a lousy lawyer, at least you're 1 cup's worth of entertainment. I think we should skip the penalty this time. Wow, thanks. There must be some way, I just know it. The witness will now return her testimony. What? It flips you back? Cruel. I get it now. That's why I believe this sketch shows the truth. Very well. All right then, let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show? Something is obviously funny about this sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Larice Donham stated it over and over that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality? This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again. Okay, Trite. So, what exactly contradicts reality as we see it? This flying figure, naturally. After all, people haven't learned to fly yet, or did I miss something?
Mr. Wright, that answer just now, it was lethal.
Mr. Wright, after dragging us all the way to this point, that answer was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, I'm actually blushing. Blushing only suits women, not the elderly. Anyway, what now? Your Honor, please give me one more chance. I'm in a tight spot. What I really need to do is turn this case upside down. So, it's time for me to flip things around and get them straight again in my head. This is slightly annoying whenever you know what to, like, you know what you want to say, but the game is trying to make you say it in a specific way. It's this wire connected to the bridge. Is that the thing that contradicts reality? Yeah, it is indeed. And show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. You literally just gave me this photo, you dumbass. That's a photo of Dusky Bridge. Yes, now, compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge, jumping Jehoshaphat! The wires are below the guard wires. Wow, this is crazy. Woo. Order! The sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong? How many times do we have to see that picture of Larry looking at the flash of light upside down? Or perhaps he drew it wrong. Either way, it sounds like you were just wrong. With someone like Larice, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Are you saying you know the answer? We've known the answer for a long time, Godot! Listen, think back, alright? Remember what Larice was doing when he witnessed this event? He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited, and finally he laid down. But then lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now ponder what sort of position Larice must have been in at the time. How many times do I have to show this? He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way that he did. He was lying on his back. I can't see how it relates, but it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in this sketch go up instead of down. No way. Larice Stoneham witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. So then, this sketch should actually... I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Larice Stoneham sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge, it was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. Ridiculous! Oh yeah, no, this is the shit, Of all the things to say, a pendulum. The bridge was burning to a crisp, there was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the Inner Temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side, and a pendulum was the only way to get it done. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the Inner Temple to the opposite cliff. Yes, that sounds right. In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you'd need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you'd have to plan ahead. The lightning strike that night could only have been an accident, so it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then, they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them. I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. I got this. In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope on hand to create a pendulum? Do we have a photo for that? I know what I want to say. There. I think I can point it out on the map. Do I have another picture that might suit better? Does this photo show it better? No. I think I have to use the map. I have to use the map. What do you think? Oh, wait, what? That's not it? I think Mr. Trite is lucky that there's no rope around here. Even if I had just a little sliver of rope, I'd be wrapping it nice and tight around his neck. Oh, should have figured I'm not going to win this one with a lucky. That wasn't a guess! Your assertion seems to be baseless. There's no evidence that the body was swung like a pendulum after all. But that's the only way the body could have gotten across. The rope was already right in front of them. I'm saying that it was just a matter. How does that not work? Right there, to the south of the bridge, one of the ropes is gone because that's the rope that was used. And whenever I went over to the inner temple, I even noticed that the rope was there prior to that happening, but it's not there now. That's annoying. Do I have any other better picture? Do they want me to use the bridge picture? That's definitely not it. That's definitely not it. So I have to use those. And the meaning of this? If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beards. Well, yeah. This is one of the wires from the bridge. When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor, and the criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Mr. Elise Donim's body. This is so fucked up. This is so I'm not saying it. Because they were simply no other way to move the body. Huh. Godot! Oh my god! Chugging! Mr. Godot? It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. It seems the odds of a rope being readily available were very high, so I suppose that it's not an impossibility after all. Impossible or possible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Please say no. Please say psych. Trey, I wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was used? Was swung over like a pendulum? Technically, yes. Wait, what does this say again? Found in the inner garden. Yeah. Anyway. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. That one. Yeah, that's what I wanted to point out on the map! Come on. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. So then, that was the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Now, let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here... it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Did you just say drop? Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. What makes you think something like that happened? Because I have evidence to suggest her body dropped some distance. What kind of evidence? Take a look at this autopsy report. I was gonna say photograph, but it's an autopsy report. It says here that her body fell around 10 feet after her death. That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off Miss Elise Donim's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found. I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found, precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed. I love Ace Attorney. I do. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with the way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright, most impressive. And the copy, okay. Mr. Wright! I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot? Ugh. That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Guess! But you forgot about one thing. And what would that be? The aroma. Huh? A coffee's most reliable accomplice is in its deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak coffeenese. Can you elaborate a little bit more? If the criminal had sent the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it. We don't want to talk about that. We're trying to avoid that whole conversation. You see, it's actually a good thing that Godot is prosecuting this case. He understands spirit channeling because of Mia. And seeing Mia spirit channeled in the courtroom before. So he gets it. Because we're gonna have to bring it up now. I'm hoping Godot follows through. He's gonna have to. Because it's kind of bizarre to bring that up in a courtroom. But Godot has actually seen this shit, so he should not fight me on that. The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge, so who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, trite? Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. If you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body? Received the virus. It can only be you, Sister Iris. But I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it. Trite, were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the Inner Temple Garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath. I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in two different places at the same time. Oh my god. So, Godot, we're gonna need some assistance here. Hopefully you can help a brother out. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony? Mention what? The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness. I have established now how the body was moved using the burned out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known. No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum. But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help. So you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with. He said it! He said it!
How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying the witness isn't the Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Objection.
He said it. Are you serious, Trite? You mean this woman is... Yeah, buddy. There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial, because he's been dealing with his fucking ex-girlfriend. I mentioned it before, but I wasn't sure. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. We have a dead woman on our court stand! The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Woo! I never thought I'd have to utter your name ever again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. Sister Iris had a twin sister, and you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some bells, distant bells, but bells nonetheless. It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, I remember now, that case 5 years ago.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. Oh god. Godot, I'm gonna need your assistance, buddy. Says her execution was carried out last month. So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom. What? Come on, Godot.
Wait a moment. How can you? My sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the terrain channeling technique flows within that body. Now, where have I heard that? That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeling someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was? Well, if you're gonna put things that way, then yes.
Objection.
We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens? Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions. What's that? These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled that night. There was 2 irises at Hazakura Temple. Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means that Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris. The Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris, meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Objection.
Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing is in the witness stand is the real Iris. What? Don't drink your coffee at me. Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the Inner Temple due to the lightning strike. It was later than the body was moved by pendulum. That's right. Naturally, that would mean that the iris that received the body was the real iris. Are you with me so far? Yeah, buddy, keep going. I know exactly where you're going with this. Let's go, let's talk. Yeah. After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose. I can't deny any of that.
Phew, thank goodness. Looks like he's finally convinced.
Something still seems off. Way off. I'm still not convinced that Iris here is the same one from the other night. I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous? I was about to, yeah. Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places. To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere. Here we go. Since the time that she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne? Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown during the earthquake. What do you mean? What I mean, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that? Don't say Miles Edgeworth. I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. Oh no! Don't you dare! I do not have to do this! Oh, this is so mean! Oh god, I don't want to do that! I don't want to do that! That's just... Oh! Rubbing someone's trauma in their face like that! That's awful! Oh, I'm so sorry, Miles. I know I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris the chance to move free. He didn't do it intentionally. Don't make it sound like he did it intentionally. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? Your Honor. There was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake? I'm so sorry, Miles. You know what? I really hope he's not watching the case. I hope that he's not watching this trial right now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We went to the Inner Temple right away. And it's true. Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here, no judge in his right mind would consider the idea of spirit channel. Be quiet.
It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice. Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne. And my current profession? Permanently retired.
Huh. So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I hate that sprite! Oh, God! Delete this! Delete this!
There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
What is going on here?
Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again, and I never thought we'd meet like this.
But this time, I'll end it. For her and for myself. To be continued. Oh my god. I can't keep going today, chat. I can't keep going. I can't. We're so close to the end, I think. I literally think we're so close at this point, but I have to stop. So tomorrow is the finale? I'm so sorry, chat. I can't. This has been a long stream already. This has been a long stream already. We gotta stop. So tomorrow, I get to beat this game, the trilogy. I get to beat the trilogy tomorrow. Oh, I'm so scared. Tomorrow might be a short stream if it's just the end of this court case, but oh me, oh my. I can't believe it's gonna end tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll give it a good go tomorrow. We'll bring this journey to a close. And then we'll take a break before playing Apollo Justice, but we're here. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Thank you guys for all the support today, all of the donations, all of the new members on YouTube. Thank you guys for becoming members over there. YouTube really popped off with the support, especially. So thank you guys for all the new members, the gifted members, the donations. Thank you so much, YouTube. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. Bye.